Yeah, and Connor spent a large portion of this summer fishing with me and Carter. So, yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, I mean, if you've listened into the last two shows, you've heard about Connor's attempt to kill me
by pushing him off the boat.
I mean, yeah, you might as well say pushing.
I mean, it was basically a shove, but
I think we should just bring this up every single show.
Let's just talk about it. Like, let's
go
over
the
story.
I'll talk about it.
Let's go over
is
the
breaking?
story.
Is this breaking?
No, you can talk about it. I think it's interesting.
I mean, like, talk about it multiple times.
I mean,
now, Reed, you can tell the lie, or
stale.
you can let me tell the truth of it.
No,
let's just hear both sides of the story.
Well, let's start with the truth story.
Okay, so I'll go first.
No.
So Reed's point of view for everyone listening.
Yeah, what's Reed's point of view?
So we were fishing in Carter's Lake in a John boat, and Carter has two John boats, big one and a small one, and we were in the small one. I was standing up while Carter and Connor were sitting down fishing, and if you were here last week, you heard about proper etiquette when fishing with your friends and when someone's standing up to be aware. Anyways, I was standing up fishing, and all of a sudden, the weight distribution of the boat started just going all whack, and all of a sudden, I lose my balance, fall off the boat, and I kind of hook with my feet onto the side of the boat, and then like the rest of my body swings under, and I hit my head on the bottom of the boat, had a big old goose egg on my head. My parents actually heard me talk about this on our first radio show, and I almost lost privileges of fishing on lakes after that.
Thank you.
Point is, though, Connor is the reason that the weight distribution of the boat was messed up, and therefore, if I did not have the big hunk of meat Carter here to drag me into the boat, I probably would not be here today. So.
I'm not going to lie. From my point of view, it was pretty funny.
From my point of view, it was very funny, too. Reed?
Well, I'm glad that my despair is your comedy.
It's a good thing I was there, or Reed could have drowned.
My life was a tragedy. That is the moment Reed became the Joker. All right, Connor.
Let's hear what Connor has to
what's
say
your
about
perspective?
this.
Okay, now that we got the lying segment of the show out of the way, I'll tell the truth here. Reed catches a fish, and me, being a good friend I am, was like, oh my gosh, clapping, congratulating him.
He's not a good friend.
And in return, as I'm turned around, something smacks the back of my head, or my neck, so to say, and I was like, oh my gosh, what was that? It was a little spooky. And I look, and it was a fish that Reed caught, that he threw on me.
Listen, Connor hadn't caught any fish. I just thought maybe he wanted to see what one was, what it looked like. I mean, I was being nice.
But Reed, isn't the proper etiquette to lightly place the fish in the water and let it swim
yes,
away?
you always want to put a fish back into
strike one for animal abuse, strike one for friendship abuse.
It's kind of rude. It's kind of rude. All right,
okay, it's rude
Connor.
to the fish, not rude to Connor.
No, let's go, Connor.
Anyway,
let's hear this.
I smelled bad because, I had a fish on me. I had a sweatshirt on.
Okay, if we're being fair, Connor always smells bad. Have you met the man?
Where's the exit? Which door do I take to leave?
Any of them.
Oh, okay, thank you. Anyway, so I smelled bad. I don't always smell bad, I swear to God. And as Reed was standing up on the boat for God knows what reason.
No, I was already standing up fishing.
Okay. I was uncomfortable. I mean, first getting hit in the back of the neck really puts a damper on you, and you smell.
But Connor, didn't you also return a fish to
Yes, he did. Before I was
before this accident
taken out of the boat.
Please explain that part of the story.
Yeah, Connor, come on, tell everyone.
Oh, I had to get even with him. That's fair, right? Got even with him. Did what I needed to do.
Now, is that
and then the boat part?
Fisherman-like.
The boat part was just an accident. I mean, I was just adjusting. Can a guy move? I think so. And it's not my fault that Reed's all clumsy.
Okay, this is completely unfactual. You were not slightly moving. You were probably purposely were moving the boat to try to get me to fall. I mean, Carter, can you give any testimony for this? I mean, what whose side do you believe more?
See, I was just fishing, I was just trying to catch a big one.
Carter was sitting down like a good boy.
Actually, I think I was also standing up.
Carter was standing up, but not
for
clumsy.
some reason, I didn't fall.
Well, so. I was on the end of the boat, Carter was in the middle, and then Connor was on the other side. What are we talking about? What's the...
Yeah, what was the original
All I hear
argument
is all I hear is a deteriorating friendship. What topics do we have today, guys?
There was no friendship in the first place. We are talking about fishing rods and poles. So, big topic today. I don't know how much we're going to talk about it. We probably will end up bringing it up again in later shows. But for any fishermen out there, you know that there is a large amount of knowledge to know about different types of rods and reels, and there's a large market for this. So many different companies. There's.
Tell me about it.
I was telling Quinn and Connor last week about the Zebco 33, which is basically the joking, laughing stock of fishing poles and reels. So, yeah. So as far as there's 3 different types of reels, I would say, or I mean, there's 4, but
3
we're not.
like normal.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about fly
For
fishing.
this
That's
general area, what people use
yeah,
normally.
So there is spin casters, which is the ones with the push down button. There is spinning reels, which has the open face where you just flick it open and then pinch the line, throw it out. That's probably the most commonly used one.
That is personally my favorite one.
Yeah, and if you
I had
guys
to choose.
remember last week, that is the one I recommended for beginner fishermen to get.
What was the one that I used?
I used a
went.
bait caster.
Okay, this is a good point. All right, we were at one of our other friend Grant's lake previous
At Beaver,
weekend.
at
Yes,
Beaver.
and I brought my 2 bait casters. I didn't bring my spinning reel, and Quinn starts using my bait caster.
And a bait caster is like the
I
most
was-
complicated.
Yeah,
I
reel.
was taught.
It's hard
Carter
to
did.
use.
Carter did. He taught me how to use
I
it,
taught him pretty well how to use it too.
and I didn't do it for very long
Yeah, no,
because
he
I didn't
casted
want to
it, like,
break the
twice.
fishing code of ethics.
It was very impressive, Quinn, that you didn't tangle up the line. Because when I touched Reed's bait caster for the first time,
yeah. So
it was over.
I think I'm just a fishing prodigy. But Reed stopped me with his big old grumpy face, like he's my dang dad, and he's like, "You can't use the bait caster, Quinn. Then I'd be a hypocrite."
Okay, bait casters are the most complex type
Complicated. It's annoying if you don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
Because you just get tangles.
Yeah,
And spinning reels, they're just easier.
right.
And
So
it's better than like one of the like push button.
yeah,
the
so
Zebco
push button is
33.
the easiest. I think those are the most outdated. Companies
Yeah.
still make them, but I mean, you're gonna get made fun of if you show up to a fishing tournament or whatever with
Yeah.
a push button or a spin caster. So
Why am
spinning
I-
reels is what I recommend. Bait casters are for anyone who are looking to further their fishing game. But as we've said, it is very tedious, very annoying, and I have been fishing for one for a while now, and I still bird's nest. And if you hear us reference a bird's nest, that is when the spool inside the bait caster releases line when you don't want it to, and I have no clue how, but it all gets tangled, and it can take either an hour trying to get the bird's
Or
nest out, or
you
you
just
cut
gotta-
all of the line out.
Just
And-
gotta re-spool it.
yeah, so
not fun.
first time, very recent after I'd gotten my first bait caster, one of my friends, Avery and Connor here, actually took the bait caster and just completely bird's nested it. One of the worst bird's nests I'd ever seen, and I ended up having to respool the whole thing. So
But when
that
it's-
is part of the
when
reason.
it's not your rod, it's pretty funny though.
Yeah, so I mean I think that's why Carter decided to teach Quinn how to use a bait caster, but with my bait caster.
well, in my
Yeah.
defense, I didn't really do anything. It was more of Avery. I may have initiated
Okay,
it.
Avery's not here to defend herself, so
And that's how fishing rods work.
yeah. So those are the 3 types of fishing reels. Those are reels, and then rods. People like to mix and match rods and reels.
It just gets really complicated at
yeah,
this point.
yeah. There's medium action, heavy action, and light action, and then
And-
medium heavy.
Yeah, that just basically depends on what type of fish you're
Right.
fishing for or where you're fishing for those fish.
Yeah, so when it says that, it's referring to how much weight it takes to bend the tip of the rod. So obviously, heavy would require the most amount of weight to bend the tip of the rod, and light would be the easiest. Quinn is currently making symbols as he's falling asleep.
Oh, what? Sorry, I just didn't realize. Sorry.
You were on a fishing
No.
show?
No, but like, wait, you mean like different sizes? Like, how big are the different sizes of like for the ones that you
So,
need?
rods can be pretty small, but they can also be pretty big.
No, like the fish. Like,
Like
Oh.
Quinn, I
like what's-
prefer big rods.
Yeah.
Like 6 to 7 feet.
No, I think the biggest rod that I've seen on the websites have been like 7, 8.
Oh,
but
I
in
saw a rod
Walmart,
at
there is
Walmart,
ginormous
yeah.
rods that touch the ceiling of
Yeah.
Walmart.
They're
I
like
have
the
no
ginormous
clue
rod.
why anyone would ever need
20
such
to
a long
30
rod.
feet. 20 to 30
Oh my
feet.
lord!
You're catching
Like,
a whale.
You trying to touch the Grinch over there?
No, geez, and Connor and Amanda were actually using the pole to touch a Walmart employee.
On the other side of the aisle.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
Did you get caught?
No, it was actually he's a substitute,
He's a substitute
at
here.
the high school.
Some
He's
people
always the one that's
reference
always
him as
reading.
The substitute.
Oh, him.
All right. We're gonna head to a break, I think. So
And if there's ever any dead silence, that is because I'm still learning this, so I apologize. But we're gonna listen to some One Direction because we all love that. This was a request from Maddie Waninger, so here's that right now.
on 93.7 The Scratch.